What if the ordinary quarter in your pocket right now was actually a silent witness to one of the most emotional moments in American history? Imagine pulling out a handful of change after a long day. One coin catches the light differently. You flip it over. Pennsylvania, 1787. A proud statue standing tall against the outline of the state. Suddenly, that 25-cent piece doesn't feel ordinary anymore. It feels alive, like it's carrying secrets from over 2 centuries ago straight into your hand. What if this 1999 Pennsylvania quarter isn't just money, but a bridge between the birth of our nation and your everyday life? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you might never look at your spare change the same way again. The year was 1999. The world was buzzing with Y2K fears, dial-up internet, and the excitement of a new millennium. But inside the U.S. Mint, something revolutionary was happening. The 50-state quarters program launched like a cultural earthquake. For the first time in decades, Americans were about to fall in love with their pocket change all over again. And Pennsylvania, the second state in the series, dropped on March 8th like a quiet thunderclap. Picture this. It's a crisp spring morning in 1999. People line up at banks not for cash, but to hunt for these new quarters. Kids, grandparents, teachers, everyone suddenly became a collector. The Pennsylvania quarter wasn't just released. It arrived as a symbol of pride, history, and hope. On the front, George Washington stares forward with that familiar, dignified gaze. Liberty arcs proudly above him. In God we trust whispers its eternal promise. But it's the reverse that steals your breath. The Commonwealth statue, beautiful, strong, graceful, stands holding a staff topped with an eagle, her arm outstretched like she's inviting the future. Behind her, the bold outline of Pennsylvania, a keystone symbol representing strength and unity, and those powerful words, virtue, liberty, independence, 1787. The year Pennsylvania ratified the Constitution and helped birth a nation. Close your eyes and imagine the minting floor, massive presses thundering, blanks of copper nickel-clad metal spinning into history. Over 349 million struck in Philadelphia, more than 358 million in Denver. That's over 707 million quarters flooding into circulation. A number so huge it feels impossible. Yet every single one carries that same powerful story. But here's where the suspense builds. Not all quarters are created equal. Most people see a common coin. Collectors see something deeper, hidden details most overlook. Zoom in close on that keystone. Notice how the statue's drapery flows with incredible detail, almost like real fabric caught in the wind. The tiny 1999 at the bottom. The e pluribus unum that reminds us we are one from many. These aren't just designs, they're emotional echoes of the American spirit. Now let's talk mint marks. That tiny P or D near the date. Philadelphia and Denver poured out hundreds of millions, making circulated examples incredibly common. But proof versions from San Francisco, only a few million. Silver proofs even rarer. And here's the first big rehook. What if the coin in your drawer right now has a tiny imperfection that turns it from ordinary to extraordinary? Because while the Pennsylvania quarter is famous for its beauty, it's the rare errors that keep collectors up at night. Off-center strikes, dyed chips, experimental planchets from special test alloys. One famous 1999 Pennsylvania struck on an experimental blank, sold for thousands. These mistakes aren't common, but when they appear, they transform a quarter into a treasure. Let's get real about value. A worn 1999 Pennsylvania quarter from circulation, usually just 25 cents. But uncirculated examples, they start climbing. Beautiful MS-65 or MS-66 coins can fetch $15 to $30. Push into MS-67 and MS-68 territory, and suddenly we're talking hundreds, or in exceptional cases, thousands of dollars at auction. The record holders in perfect condition have shocked even seasoned collectors. Condition is everything. That's the silent truth of coin collecting. A single tiny scratch, a bit of wear on Washington's cheek, or a soft strike on the reverse can drop the value dramatically. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC become detectives, sealing these coins in slabs and assigning them numbers that collectors chase like gold. MS-67, MS-68, the Holy Grails. But here's the emotional core that makes this story so powerful. This isn't really about money. It's about connection. Think about it. In 1787, Pennsylvania's leaders gathered in Philadelphia's sweltering heat to debate the future of a fragile new country. They chose virtue, liberty, independence. Fast forward to 1999. A nation on the edge of the digital age reaches back to honor that moment with a simple quarter. Millions of people held it, spent it, saved it. Kids learned history through their piggy banks. Families bonded over coin rolls. Strangers at flea markets traded stories. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's not cold metal. It's human stories frozen in time. Every time you find one of these in change, you're touching a piece of that living history. A grandmother who saved her first one for her grandson. A veteran who carried it as a lucky charm. A young collector who discovered the thrill of the hunt. What hidden details are you missing right now? Flip over any 1999 Pennsylvania quarter you have. Look at the statue's face. Can you see the determination in her eyes? Notice how the keystone perfectly frames the strength of the state. These small elements were chosen with care by designer John Mercanti. They weren't random, they were crafted to stir something in your soul. Collectors understand this psychology better than anyone. There's a deep emotional attachment that develops. Holding a high-grade example feels different. The weight, the luster, the way light dances across the fields. It's almost meditative. People build collections not just for investment, but for the stories, for the nostalgia, for that rush when you discover something special in an old jar of coins. And yes, there are valuable coin hunters out there right now, going through bankrolls, searching change machines, checking grandma's old purses. They're looking for that one perfect specimen, the one that survived decades without damage, the one that tells the story perfectly. Pause for a second, grab any quarters near you. Is there a 1999 Pennsylvania hiding in there? If you find one, really look at it. Feel its history. That moment of discovery is pure coin collecting joy. The 50-state quarters program changed America. It brought history into circulation. It reminded us that our past is not distant. It's right here in our hands. Pennsylvania's quarter, as the second in the series, helped spark that national obsession. It set the tone for what became a decade-long celebration of our union. But the real value? It's not just the price tag on a rare grade. It's the feeling that you're part of something bigger, that a small coin can carry the weight of liberty, virtue, and independence across generations. So here's my question for you. When you look at your 1999 Pennsylvania quarter now, what story does it tell you? Does it make you want to start checking your change more carefully? Have you found any hidden gems in your own collection? Drop your stories in the comments below. Tell me about the most surprising coin you've ever discovered. Your story might just inspire the next person to start their own journey. If this video made you see your spare change differently, if it stirred that curiosity about American history and rare coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're diving deep into more valuable coins, hidden errors, and incredible collector stories every week. Because somewhere out there, in a drawer, a pocket, or an old coffee can, there might be a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter waiting to change your life, or at least remind you of the extraordinary history hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. Keep hunting, keep wondering, and remember, the next great discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now.